Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I want to say real fast I apologize for the background noise because currently there's people working my roof really right above my head, so I know the background noise might sound a little weird, so I apologize for that. But guys, today we'll talk about 3 reasons to remain optimistic about this upcoming season. Listen, I understand. We saw it off the season 0-2, not how we wanted to start the season off, right? We obviously lost 2 back-to-back divisional games, and there's a lot of Bengals haters out there who are just praying for our demise, right? They're so excited. Oh my gosh, it's over. The Bengals can't do it. The Bengals can't do it. The Chiefs fans are excited. The Ravens fans, all these fans, right? But guess what? We started off slow. We started off last season 0-2. Joe Burrow in his career is 1-7 in the first 2 weeks of the season. He starts off slow and then he starts taking off and he becomes an absolute superstar. So relax on that aspect, guys. We will be fine there. It's a long season. We have plenty of time to catch up. But let's talk about 3 reasons to remain optimistic about this upcoming season. Starting off right away, number one is this offense. And I know it's kind of weird to say that, like, well, isn't that our biggest problem? Like, that's why we're scared. Like, that's why we don't think this team could be good. Well, no. That's actually a really good thing to take away from last week's game, is that last week's game, yeah, there was no rain, and it was a clear day. And our offense struggled a lot in the first half. It did. But the second half, we made adjustments, we got better, and we looked a lot better in that second half, right? And that's 1000% the truth. The first half, I think we threw 42 yards. We only had 1 field goal. We returned the punt, which actually helped us out immensely. But the second half, we put up over 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. We also did we did throw 1 interception, which was awful. But we moved the ball. We looked good. We looked like we could make reads, make progressions. The chemistry between, Joe and T actually looked pretty good in that second half. And, obviously, yeah, you want to start off better in the first half. You want to really get going in the first half. So the fact we took so long to get going is concerning. But that's just a little bit of a glimpse for moving forward. We finally got this offense going, and that was absolutely amazing. And that's number one. Is getting this offense going is probably the most important thing ever. We ran the ball efficiently. Joe Mixon had 4.54 yards per carry, which was awesome. 13 carries, 59 yards. We were able to throw the ball, 27 completions, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. I know that looks like it's not the greatest, but if you watch week 1, this was probably like the biggest change possible in this week 2 of this game. And we honestly could have won this game. We almost won this game. And that's crazy to say that because after what week 1 looked like, it was like, oh, we're going to even have a chance against the Ravens. That's crazy to say that. Guys, we'll be fine. This offense got going. The play calls were better. Everything looked all around so much better in this game than last week. And that's number one, to be optimistic. Number two is going to be, actually, ironically enough, a big negative that I'm going to tell you about being optimistic about it. And it's Joe Burrow's injury. Now, obviously, yes, Joe Burrow tweaked his calf last game versus the Ravens. It's actually the last touchdown we threw. He tweaked it, and he looked on the sideline like he was in severe pain. He had to use his massage gun on his calf, and he had to massage it a little bit just so he can, kind of relieve the pain a little bit. And that might be like, how are you going to be optimistic about that? Well, you got to be optimistic about is Joe said at his press conference, if he had to come back in that game, he would have. And if we got the ball back, he would have played the rest of the game. So it wasn't to a point where he's like, I can't play the rest of this game. It's over. Like, not over, but like, I needed to be out the rest of the game. He made it very clear he could have came back in and played. And if he can come back in and play, especially with the fact that he did not play training camp preseason, he really sat out so he could rest this, calf. It shows that, yes, while it's hurt and it's bad, it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. And I think that's a really good optimistic look at it because, again, you're like, well, if he was completely destroyed and he thought, oh, I can't play, the calf is that bad, the calf is hurting that bad, he would have said, and I think he would have been very honest, he would have been like, listen, I would have tried, but we would have had to see how the calf looked. But at the end of the day, he said, I would have gone out and played again. So it shows that, again, this is not going to be an injury. This might be an injury we deal with for the rest of the season. If we do play him the rest of the games and we don't sit him at all, then yeah, it's going to be an injury we deal with the rest of the season. But I will say one thing is that at least, and again, at least here, he's capable to go play again, so he is somewhat healthy. And his calf is not as bad as, again, like I said, a lot of people make it out to be. There's people saying he's done for the season and like he should be sat for the season. So it is what it is, right? But that is number two. Number three is going to be reason to remain optimistic here is going to be the schedule moving forward. We play the Rams, which is going to be an easier opponent, right? Obviously, we play in the jungle, which is nice. It's Monday Night Football. It's the Ring of Honor game. Boomer Esiason and Chad Johnson are going to be honored in that game. That's awesome. Number two is going to be we then play the Titans, right? We play the Titans after the Rams. Then we play the Cardinals, and we play the Seahawks. All four of those games are very winnable games. Even if we do go ahead and play Joe in all four of those games, we're still going to be able to win those four games. I think truly 100%. Even if we play Joe, we play very mediocre of just running the football, and I don't think I'm mediocre, but I'm saying like in the aspect that we don't like open up the passing game, right? And we just kind of play very, small, slow, methodical offense. I think we could easily win those games. Our defense can take care of those four games, and that's absolutely amazing. And if we can just get through these four games, we have our bye week. We don't use Joe that much in those four games. If we just kind of run the ball and, keep the pressure off him and play good, we can go 4-2 into our bye week. Come out of our bye week 4-2, and we're going to be feeling good, looking good, and we're going to feel like a different team, right? Obviously, Nick Chubb probably is going to be out for the season after last night, so Cleveland is going to take a step back after last night. Steelers last night did not look really that good on offense at all, so they don't concern me. And yes, the Ravens do look good, and they definitely look a lot better than, I would have liked them to look, but I'm not too scared about that. And I'm actually going to give you 4 reasons here to be optimistic. Let me go with 4, okay? 4 reasons. Joseph Asai is returning. With Joseph Asai returning, our pass rush game should pick up immensely. Now that we don't have to kind of rely a lot on the first round pick rookie Miles Murphy to kind of be put all around the field, now we can kind of rely him more as a rotational piece is what we wanted to do with him. And now this is going to work out a lot better. Joseph Asai is definitely a great pass rusher for us, and obviously injuries has really derailed his 2 years with us, but this should be a lot better now that he is back, he is healthy, he is ready to go. He is going to be better and better in this upcoming game, which I'm excited about, and I'm excited to see how well he does. He goes against the Rams, who, I'll be honest with the Rams, they've been protecting, Matthew Stafford very, very well over the last 2 weeks. They've been doing a really good job. But now they got to go against Joseph Asai, Hendrickson, Hubbard, all those guys. So this should be a lot better. And you know what? I'll give you one more reason. 5 reasons to be optimistic here. And it's going to be, there's another game for this young secondary with Jesse Bates. Oh, not Jesse Bates, he left. Dax Hill and Nick Scott, right? And Tyson Anderson. Tyson Anderson didn't get as many snaps last plays that I would love him to. But is another, overall. And again, DJ Turner's also in there, and Cam Taylor-Britt. It's another week of all-together rotation / reps / communication between all those guys, which is awesome, right? Because the more reps rotation, the better they're going to get. The better they're going to get over the time period of just playing on the field, right? And they're a newer secondary. They're a younger secondary. They're looking good, and they're definitely, getting it going. And you know what? I'm going to put number 6 on here. Number 6, reasons to be optimistic. I made a 47-minute video yesterday talking about the offensive line for the Bengals, breaking it down, looking at every single play in the NFL. And they look good. They looked absolutely amazing. Our offensive line did not struggle one time really in that game versus the Ravens. And that's saying a lot because I'll be honest with you, I didn't know how our offensive line was going to look going into the season. We have a new left tackle, Jonah Williams, right tackle, Kappa is back. Volson is only second year in the NFL. Well, I believe second year in the NFL. There's so many question marks, and our offensive line has looked really freaking good. And I'm excited for that. I think our offensive line is really just going to continue to progress and continue to get better. And you know what? I'll give you number 7 reason. This is why I'm so optimistic about the season, guys. Is because Irv Smith, well, yes, he's a vertical threat tight end. And yes, obviously, so far we haven't been using him more as a vertical threat tight end. Just because of the fact that, how our offense has been really pedestrian. He has been such a good blocker for us. And that's something that we didn't expect when we got him, right? We expected him to be more of a receiving guy, and that's it. Like, okay, he's a receiving tight end, period. But no, he's actually been a pretty solid blocker for us, which has been an absolute delight to have him as an amazing blocker for us. So that's another reason, really showing off how good of a blocker he can be. And getting him more utilized in his offense, other than just a vertical threat tight end. Because let's be honest, when you have just Drew Sample out there and Mitchell Wilcox, it's pretty clear you're going to run the football, right? You're probably not going to throw the football with those guys out there. While having Irv Smith out there, you're like, oh, well, that's definitely going to be throwing the football, right? Now you can run the football with Irv Smith too. So it just changed up the offense and keeps the defense off balance. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Again, I apologize for the background noise. It is what it is. They're working on our roof. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.